Hey there, welcome to Aurora Graphics. My name's Grant Dorsey, and today I thought we'd talk a little bit about handling files and storing files and browsing files. It's not a real fun topic, but this may very well help your workflow. First off, whenever you buy one of our files, it'll come in a zip folder like this one here on the desktop. And when you download it, I would suggest putting the original zip folder on your desktop so it's easy to find when you download it. And it doesn't require any special like unzipping software or WinZip or anything like that to do this. You can simply just double click the zip folder and it'll open up a browser window just like a Windows Explorer window. And what I would suggest doing is creating another folder. I would make two instances of this folder, one on a backup drive that you never mess with, that's your original copies, and then go ahead and make one that you'll use as you're designing, to go grab files out of. And so once you double click your zip folder, you can simply just grab this file and drag and drop it into a folder, and now it's going to appear in your folder. And you notice some of these images, a lot of them are showing up in Windows Explorer, so it makes it sort of easy to browse the files. But you notice like these two EPS files here, they don't show up, and this one here is an AI file and it's not showing up. And so what I would suggest everybody do is, because it's free, to go to adobe.com and just download Bridge. And I've got Bridge open here. And this is just a file managing program. All it does is allow you to browse things and move stuff around. And it's actually a pretty powerful program, but I simply use it to browse through EPS files very quickly and things like that. And when I first get my Adobe Bridge, this is the setup that it looks like. I just got through installing this. So if you right click these, you can close out these windows. And I would suggest doing this unless you find it necessary or you have some reasoning to use them. I'll get rid of my favorites, this filter, collections. And so now all you've got is essentially like a Windows Explorer type atmosphere here. But you'll see if I browse to my Aurora Graphics artwork folder, this program will actually display EPS files, transparent TIFF files. It'll display AI files. If you do any photography or anything like that and you're shooting in camera raw, it will also display those files, and this can be very handy. There's also a slider down here that allows you to change the preview size of the images that you're looking at. So if you'd like to see more on the screen or whatever, you can get a lot larger preview. And if you notice, sometimes it takes a little bit to load. Don't let me forget, this will also show layered PSDs. So if you're doing customer work and you've got a layered file, a lot of times you won't be able to view that, but with Bridge you can. And so as far as the resolution of these images, like if you have a really big PSD, it'll take it a little while to generate a preview, but once it has generated that preview, you'll always have it. You'll be able to go back there and view the files immediately once they've generated. And so that's a really quick and easy way to browse the files that you've purchased from us or anybody else, or your own layered files out of Photoshop. The other thing I wanted to show you is if you want to have all the graphics that you've purchased from us available to take with you somewhere, like a printout. Maybe you don't have Bridge, or you don't want to load all this onto a tablet or something like that. That would also work. But Photoshop has a cool tool in it, and it used to come standard. I'm not sure if they've got this in the new CC version or not, but you can go download it if it's not available there. And what this is under File, you can go to Automate and go down to Contact Sheet 2. And what this does is it allows you to browse to a folder. So we'll just go to our Aurora Graphics artwork, and then you can include all subfolders. So if you had separated the artwork that you bought from us into vector files and abstract and things like that, you can include all these subfolders, and it'll allow you to run through this entire process and get every image that you've got. And so I've got it set to the artwork that I would like to make. Essentially these are going to be catalog pages with all the images shown and then their file name underneath. And so what we'll do, if we're going to print on an 8.5 by 11, I would suggest making your width 8 and your height 10.5. So it's 1/2 inch smaller than the actual piece of paper. You can set the resolution to be whatever you want. And then you get if you see our preview over here, this is going to be the shape of the actual document that is going to be created. And then we can set this to go 3 by 5 or something like that, to where you're going to get this type of a layout. Or you could do just a single and get 5 per page if you'd like the previews to be larger. I'm going to go ahead and set it up to do 2. And then if you check auto spacing, it'll automatically size them all similarly. So with 300 dpi as our resolution, we've selected the folder we would like to have these sheets made out of, and we've got our columns and rows set. If you use file name as a caption, then it'll also put the file name next to it. That way you don't have to guess at what the file name is. Sometimes we use pretty creative words that are difficult for other people to remember if they didn't actually make the file and name it. So go ahead and include the file name as a caption, and then just click OK. And what Photoshop's going to do is open up every single one of those images, shrink it down, and stick it on the page, and then create a text link that is the file name underneath it. And you can see some of the larger files are taking a little bit longer, but essentially what this will do is create a Photoshop document that then you can rearrange, or you can put your company logo at the top of these pages, or however you'd like to do it. The main thing is that you can start this thing to go and take off and go to lunch, and by the time you get back, all of these contact sheets will be made, and you can either just save them somewhere or print them and close them. You don't have to keep them. But essentially this is an automation that Photoshop will do for you. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel this now just so you can see what they look like. And so we've set up our spacing. It goes ahead and put the file name underneath it for you. And essentially these are ready to print. So anyway, guys, that does it for this tutorial. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. I'll be checking and making sure that I respond to any of these. If there's something that I missed that you'd like me to cover in the next video about how to take care of these files or how to browse them or anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment for that as well. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.